I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the range.
There are 2-pound perch in here, I kid you not. What we're gonna do to start with, we're gonna set up 2 jackers out here at separate depths. Now, perch don't eat much in the dark, they can't see much, they're not like walleyes, but until the sunrise happens, then we can figure out what depth they're at, what the strike zone's gonna be, and where boats are gonna be at. We're probably gonna have to drill a minefield of holes to find these guys. Everybody knows when you're hunting panfish, they're freaking hard to find, but once you get on top of them, usually you can land a lot of fish topside. Let's freaking go. I'm pumped. Go, 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 go. Yo, yes. First one, you guys. Ooh, this is a good sign. This is a really good sign. Oh my God, I got nothing on me. Yeah. A not bad one. This one's pretty respectable. It's about 11 and a half, 12 inch. This is why we came here. It's a long ways to get here, but I tell you, it's worth it if they're biting. So this is the depth. We got about 7 or 8 feet on this one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set up another one in line with this one because this could be the depth they're at. The other jacker's over there, but we'll give it another, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll start jigging because the sun is just about to peak right now, and then it's gonna be witching hour, I believe. We're gonna run some cameras today too, and ooh, I'm excited. You guys are gonna see some sweet action. We got 2 cameras today. We got the Yo-Yo 720p, and we got the regular Markham 1080p. One top side, super happy already. So maybe we got super lucky. Maybe we got the right depth, location, everything in the freaking second hole. But if not, we're gonna be drilling like a madman out here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh yes, 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 yes. Not bad. A little bit smaller than the other one. A little bit smaller. Okay, now we know they're here for sure. We're on a little school. We're gonna drill up another hole right away. There we go, nice perch. Beauty. Man, the sound of that jacker going off, freaking love it. See ya. And what we're using, since we're dead sticking at the start here with the jackers, I love me some 5 mils. It's a white with the black stripes. And on the other one, we got a fire tagger. Those have been absolutely perfect out here. Well, perfect. The majority of the time, the fire taggers are deadly out here. But so far, the white one's taking it. There we go. Oh, it's a little walleye. So if you guys have realized, it's been a couple days since we've been here, which is about 2 seconds for you. See, what happened was, we didn't charge any batteries. We thought we did, but we didn't. We actually did charge them, but it was for the previous video. So we screwed up, and I think we missed out on a good freaking day. The cameras were dead. The camera lasted actually another like 20 minutes. I'm not getting into that. Here we go. Not really big. Can't believe we didn't charge the batteries. What a pea-brain freaking move that was. Nothing super big, but hopefully they get a little bigger today. All we're doing right now, we're pretty much in the same spot. We're starting off shallow. If they're gonna be biting, they might be in close off to the weeds, because in this lake, there's about 20, 30 feet of weeds that come out, and then it goes to about 6 feet, 8 feet, and there's always fish cruising there, walleyes, perch, and then when you get farther out in the basin, it gets to about 15-ish feet, give or take, but it's a flat little lake. There's not much structure. So we're gonna try this to start with. If we can't find them, then we're gonna relocate and go a little deeper. The Markham's gonna be on this one, the one we're gonna be jigging. We're gonna have the Yo-Yo 720p on the other hole. Just gonna leave to go get some more coffee, but maybe not. We changed up our plan of action here too, by the way. Whoa. They're on edge today. Holy man. There's been a lot more people fishing here lately, so they've been a little more pressured. So what we did, we started downsizing everything. Even then, I'm just barely twitching it and they're freaking out. What we did, we put a tiny little shrimp on a fly. Something so small and something they're used to seeing in here. Barely twitching right now when they come in. There we go. Jess, back. Back, Jess. Oh, nice walleye. Whew! Well, not really what we're targeting right now. We're making the miles right now. It's insane. We are going all over. I'm sorry, I do not have time to keep setting up the camera and drilling holes. Number one, we'll be out of battery, and we're just moving way too much. But until then, it doesn't really make any sense right now because we're trying our best here to get it some freaking some perch topside. We're not really looking for some walleye, but there's some nice walleye in here too. So it's kind of a bonus today. I'm gonna keep searching, going all over. They're being tough as heck. They're so finicky today. This is such a hard lake to fish. It's pressured quite a bit in the winter time, but not so much in the summer since there's no dock to get boats in. So it's just people like me with kayaks and whatever else that can get in here. But far as right now, we're in the middle of the basin right now, the deepest point. It's about 10 to 12 feet in the area where we're at. So they probably came off the edges for the morning bite. Now they're just kind of hanging out in the deep right now. And far as rods, what we're doing, the one I'm using right now with the horns, either it has a flash on it, some kind of vibration, or rattles. You can have something to attract them since we're at such a basin right here where it's flat. There's absolutely no structure. So you gotta try and call them over somehow. And the other two rods, we got 5mm tungstens on each one. We got 5 mils on both already, and everything is all tipped with mealworms. So here's the one we're trying to call it. It's a little flashy. It's like a mini macho minnow, and we got mealworms on it. And on the other ones, we just got the tungsten here. We're using an artificial on this one. We're trying this one, the blackhead with the white eyes, and they're whiskey sours. That's what they are, whiskey sours by I think 13 Fishing. Oh, there we go. So we finally managed to track down the school again. We are drilling holes left and right. We got the flash on, we dumped it down as soon as we got the new hole open, and called in a whole bunch. So we gotta quit screwing around. We gotta keep them entertained and keep them here, because holy God, staying on top of this school right now is so tough. Super hard. But they're taking a little bit of bigger hooks right now, which is a good thing. But I'm having a super hard time getting them off the bottom. They're not super aggressive, but they're getting hungry. We might be getting into a bite window right now. There, he just hit it. We're getting a lot of hits now. There's a big school. But lots of times if you hit and they don't quite grab it, just drop it straight down. They're gonna think that they wounded it. And they're gonna swoop in again for it. Perch are usually active like later morning to afternoon, later afternoon. They're not quite early birds. A lot harder to keep them on the hook early in the mornings. Then it should pick up throughout the day, especially if it's a warmer day. And she has a blanket. She just doesn't use it. I don't know why she's not using it right now. She's kind of blowing my mind. So this is not animal abuse. She's just not using it. No matter what we're doing, they do not want to chase up, barely at all. If you go more than like 10 inches, they just stop. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's off. Oh. As soon as I dropped that, the Wonder Bread, because we just called him in with the rattle. You guys seen us pull that out. Okay, called one in, he didn't hit it. So I dropped the Wonder Bread here, hit it. I set it, and we missed. So if you guys are coming to a new lake, you're not sure where to go, where to start, the easiest thing is what I always do. Try to find a point, a cove, something like that. Something that you figure is gonna have a ledge. There we go. Oh, just when we start talking, we get onto a nice little perch. Today, I think the whole idea, the whole thing is you gotta force them to eat. There we go, not bad. I think you just gotta make these guys commit today. We're using a bigger bait still. We're using that mini macho minnow. The one right here. Because the smaller ones are just mouthing, they're not doing anything. But as soon as we throw a big one down there, they're hitting it, which really surprises me right now. Because usually if they're finessing the small baits, the big ones are never gonna work. But we're sticking down, oh, there's one down there again right now still. We're sticking down just big baits and we're just making them commit. So maybe sometimes that's all it takes. Just give them something. Maybe they're a little hungrier than you think. They don't want nothing to do with a small one, which is kind of deceiving sometimes when you figure that they're not going to be hitting on the small ones. So once you can get onto these little guys, we've been drilling a lot of holes, you guys. I'm sorry we didn't use the camera as much as we could, but we're just hole hopping like crazy. I almost burnt out 2 batteries today. The hardest part with perch some days is finding their bite window. It's so skinny, like sometimes it's like a half an hour here and there, sometimes a few times throughout the day, because if you sit on a lake all day long and you're not catching fish, there'll be certain like 30-minute intervals, you'll be catching fish and there'll be nothing. So if you can try and figure out the timing or be there at the right place and time for that, it's gonna help you out a lot. Now, a couple places that I would probably avoid when you come to a new lake are just the long stretches down the sides of the lake, because the chances are it's just going to be a gradual slope out to the basin. You're not going to find much structure under the water there. So you probably have a higher probability if you can find fingers, coves, or anything like that. And I think I was saying this earlier, some lakes like this, like they're pressured quite well, like especially mid late winter, so they're going to be feeding on the edges right off the shoreline where it's not too deep where the bait fish might be, but throughout the day they're just going to take right off and hang out in the deepest part of the lake. So that's why now, after we've been fishing in the mornings on the sides, we try to go and push out and find the deeper section to find more, because ever since we did that today, we've been marking a lot more fish. So what I think what they were doing was they're just feeding in the morning in the 7 to 8 foot sections, trying to find some fish around where the weeds are, and then throughout the day they just slowly go back to the deep basin of the lake. The whole incentive today was just calling them in with something loud, flash, a vibration, a rattle. And then if they don't take that when they get to the hole, try and find, we always got the other 2 rods set up right away at the 5 mils or whatever you're using. So it's really hard to stay on top of these guys. And then usually if they move, they won't be moving very far. So that's why every time we've been moving, we've been drilling probably like 10 feet one way or 15 feet one way. We don't go too far from the hole that we already found them at. Another technique I should say, over jigging scares these fish more than anything, as you guys kind of seen earlier with the camera. Lots of times what I like to do when you're being lazy, and this is a good time to do it too because it actually works really good, if I just rest the rod on here and all you have to do is just this, and when you're looking at the camera, like it's just twitching. It's just barely twitching, like it's vibrating. Sometimes that's all it takes, because over jigging them, it just scares the heck out of them some days and they're just freaking on edge. But doing that, or you can, if you just vibrate really, really quickly, that works too. But honestly, the easiest is, because when you rest it here, you got like a good feel for it, you can control it. You just go like this, and it's really consistent. If you guys want to see more perchy videos, click here or click there. Thank you.